Because if I'm gonna eat like Dean, I have to exercise like Sam. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Supernatural Eats. This time around we're going to be making Winchester Surprise and shortbread cookies. And the reason I chose this menu is that Stan's had a campaign a little while ago where you could get some really cute tea towels. And the one tea towel actually has the recipe for Winchester Surprise. So I'm kind of dying to try it out. It's slightly different than I've seen, but then again, I do not have a copy of the Supernatural Cookbook. It calls for biscuits, buttermilk biscuits, and I don't know as if I've seen that before. It definitely doesn't match the recipe that Sam Smith sent out for it. So again, I'm really kind of excited to try the Winchester Surprise, as healthy as it may not be. And part of that campaign was also cookie cutters. And they have the Salt and Burn It, the Winchester W, Cass's Wings, and Baby. So I'm going to be using the Baby cookie cutter today to make those shortbread cookies. Part of today, I am also going to be using some of the things that we got in the Supernatural crate, like this cooling rack, the measuring spoons, the pot holder, and let's give the apron a try. Although I'm not sure about this. The material is not very forgiving, and I really don't think it looks all that flattering on. Let's get started. The ingredients call for one 12-ounce can of buttermilk biscuits, one large yellow onion diced, 1 pound of ground beef, 1 pound of ground pork, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, a half cup each of ketchup and mustard, 3/4 cup of dill pickles chopped, and 8 slices of American cheese with corn chips for garnish. You then preheat the oven to 375. You split each biscuit. It says 6 to 8 pieces and scatter. I just kind of put them in half and put them across the 9x13 baking dish. Then over medium heat, you cook the onion, beef, and pork in a large saute pan for about 8 minutes. Mine took longer, until browned. Add the Worcestershire sauce, ketchup, and mustard. Okay, after adding the ketchup and mustard, you're supposed to let it cook another 3 to 4 minutes until it thickens slightly. Then you're supposed to remove it and put in 3/4 of a cup of chopped pickles. And I find if you start with a good pickle, things always taste better. So it says dill, so use a dill pickle that you like. I'm still waiting for it. It's bubbling. I think it's thickening. I'm waiting for it to get a little bit thicker. I have to admit, it does have an interesting smell. So hopefully it tastes good. And apparently if I want to make this again, I need a bigger pan because I am making a mess. Okay, so I'm going to turn it off the heat. I'm going to put it over here on the not hot burner. Stir in the pickles, which I'm now guessing with the ketchup, mustard, beef, pork, Worcestershire, that basically Winchester Surprise tastes like a big cheeseburger. So that can't be that bad, right? And admittedly, it does kind of smell burgerish. So, alright, I have my pickles stirred in. After stirring in the pickles, you then pour over the biscuits and top with cheese. So this is the fun part. Can I do this without making a complete mess? And huzzah, I did, and it did actually seem to thicken a lot better than I thought it was when it was still kind of boiling. Okay, now you top it with 8 slices of American cheese. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to set the oven for 375 and it bakes for about 35 to 40 minutes. And at which point the last 5 minutes of baking, you put on the corn chips. So I will see you back when this is done. Okay, now for the shortbread cookies. You need 10 tablespoons of room temperature butter, a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, you're supposed to cream it in a stand mixer, but I don't have a stand mixer, so I'm going to use my hand mixer and hope it comes out. Okay, so I'm not sure where it stopped recording. Butter that we creamed with some vanilla, we put in the confectioner sugar. Now we put in the confectioner sugar. Now it's a cup and a half of flour. You're supposed to scrape down the bowl, and mix the flour in, and then at some point you scrape the bowl again until all the flour is mixed. Ooh, making a mess. I may scrape it down 3 times for each addition of the flour here. I still have to add another half a cup of flour. So I guess somehow we need to cut off the heater. Ooh-wee. All right, yep. Making a mess. Making a mess. Which goes just as well because I told you that the cleanup is the bane of my existence. Okay, there's the other last half a cup. Scrape this all down. And then once it's mixed, it goes in some plastic wrap and chill it for like an hour. Just in case the camera goes out again. I think these are going to be really good. Smells so good. Okay, so I took it out. It's probably closer to the 35 than 40 to put the Fritos on, and as you can see, the cheese appears to have burnt a little bit. So hopefully it still tastes good. I'm gonna put it in for that last 5 minutes to hopefully at least get the Fritos a little bit cooked. So, and while the Winchester Surprise is cooling, I am going to work on the cookies since the oven is already preheated far more than it needed to be. It only needs to be 350 for the cookies, so I did turn it down because the Winchester Surprise cooked a lot faster than I thought. Maybe that's the surprise. So it hasn't quite been an hour for the dough to harden up, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm impatient. I admittedly did lick the spoon in the bowl because there's no egg. Everything in these cookies, it's the butter, confectioner sugar, vanilla extract, and flour, so no big thing licking the bowl. And I gotta tell you, these are gonna be really good. So the next phase of the cookies is to cut the dough. It says with a sharp knife because it's gonna be a harder block than what I have it. And I didn't even read. Yeah, I'm going to be making a lot fewer cookies than it calls for just because baby's a little bigger than the blocks, but ooh. Okay. Boy, oh, I made this the right size. So hopefully we'll mash this extra together. and be able to make more than the 3 here. I also may have cut them a little bit thick. Oh my gosh, guys, look how cute these are! I think it said to space them apart so many, and I will include the recipe to these in the link below. So let's see if I can at least maybe get 2 more babies out of this. All right, I got 6 babies out of it, and I'm just gonna kind of just to use all the dough. And it says you're supposed to prick them with fun designs. I guess that's to help cook. And mine, again, mine are bigger than you're supposed to. It says 10 minutes. I have no idea. It says a little longer if you want them a little browner. All right. 10 minutes. It also said to rotate the tray in between. The cookies are in the oven, and I have plated some of the Winchester Surprise. You can see where the cheese melted, so maybe next time I don't cook it as long as high a temp. So let's give this a taste. Piece of pickle I was trying to get up there. Let me. All right, it's not bad. It's interesting. It definitely does have that sort of cheeseburger taste going, especially with the ketchup and the mustard and the pickles. So I'm gonna pull a Dean or a Jensen Ackles and put some hot sauce on it and see what that does. According to that post by Sam Smith, he apparently lathers it on. So let's give that a taste. Kind of like it with that hot sauce. And it's a good thing because it does make a lot. So I also did buy some vegetables, so the next time I make it, maybe I can mix some vegetables in to make it a little bit healthier. Because if I'm gonna eat like Dean, I have to exercise like Sam. So I need to find ways to, get these recipes a little healthier. So let's check on the cookies. Oh my gosh, they smell so good. Oh, look at them. And they're just starting to brown a little. I think I made them a little bigger than the recipe, so they're taking a little longer, but the recipe said when it starts to brown on the bottom, they're done. So let's get these bad boys on the cooling rack. Oh, look at our baby shortbread. All right, and I was worried about this pot holder, and as of right now, I mean, I do feel a little heat coming through the pan, but my hand's not burning. It doesn't appear to be burnt, so it's a little bit better than I had hoped. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to dig into those bad boys. Dig into a little more Winchester Surprise here. And I also think this would have been a little bit better had the cheese melted into the dish more. So I will probably give this another try sometime and see, maybe make a couple tweaks and see if it gets better. But my original verdict is not too bad. Seriously eyeing up those cookies. All right, let's go for the little one here. Okay, even without the salt, I mean, granted, they do need to cool a little bit. They're still very, very hot, but they have a good buttery taste and that thick shortbread. So good. So, thank you for joining me to make Winchester Surprise and shortbread babies, and using some of the kitchen items we got out of the last CultureFly Supernatural box, as well as the cooking supplies that I got from the last Stan's campaign that I ordered from. So if you liked this, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, especially if you want to see more food and drink from the TV show Supernatural. And until next time.